The new Congress is sworn in, and with that, tease up third stimulus check and third stimulus package. This is Biden's stimulus. This is the SSI, SSI, the $2,400, the MSC, the hazard pay. In this video, I'm going to go over the big push to get third stimulus check and third stimulus package done right away. We're only in this first week of January, but you could see third stimulus check and third stimulus package going to a bill vote as early as the end of this week, if not the week after. So much exciting news, and I want you to get ready to get this big money because it's a lot of money for a lot of viewers, all different types of programs, and it won't be available indefinitely. Big exciting news. This is a big recording of third stimulus check and third stimulus package. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's LALATE. Hope you're good and safe. What a day it is as the new Congress is sworn in. Nancy is back. I'm here, and the $12 ice cream, is still barely in style. What a day it is as the push to get third stimulus check. This is Biden's stimulus. The big stimulus will be ramping up in the next few days. And in this video, I'm going to go over how you get this money. So please subscribe. Go to the Funds channel, subscribe. This is now a 24-hour news channel with programming around the clock from 1 a.m. to 1 o'clock the next day. It starts at overnight LALATE with EIDL at 1 a.m. on the West Coast, then at 2 o'clock a.m. with FPUC, our new hit show, and then I go into early morning to LALATE and then LALATE. On afternoons, LALATE, normally purple would be in this time slot, but I'm moving up a third stimulus check and third stimulus package today because there's so much breaking across the board. Also, make sure you hit the alert button so you don't miss when I go live, which will be right after this on Being a Mitch. And then also like this video. In third stimulus package, there's so much happening. And it impacts so many different types of viewers, whether you're on SSI, whether you're an independent contractor, whether you're unemployed or employed, whether you're a W-2 or a 1099, all different types of programs that help so many people. And in this video, for the most comprehensive recording to date, I'm going to slow it down and go over every single program, how you apply, how you would see the money, what the money would be, and it's all based upon what Joe Biden has told you is going to happen. I think it's going to happen. Viewers always ask me, you think it's going to happen? Absolutely. And with that, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news is that third stimulus check and third stimulus package is the big kahuna. It has so many items in it. Later in this video, I'll go over how soon you could see this happening, but let me get right to the details of third stimulus check and third stimulus package right now. First, $2,400 of SSI. Yes, so let me go over each of the items slowly. $200 a month from January to December is how it will work. It's not a check of $2,400. It's rather $200 every month from January to December. The January payment may likely not arrive on time and may get delayed and not show up into February. So February may get $400 covering January and February. Next, there would be a new benchmark lifetime, and the new benchmark lifetime would not be COLA. What is COLA? COLA is cost of living adjustment, and every year you get a letter in December that says, hi, your benefits are going up $1, some ridiculous amount of money. Sometimes it doesn't even go up. And you're like, wait a second, eggs and milk went up this year. Now, well, COLA didn't. No one likes COLA, so they're getting rid of it and using a new benchmark to ensure that you get paid more when your benefits go up. Really great news, but there's more. They want to increase your benefits lifetime up to about 20%. So this is really good news. So they say that basically you're far behind. You should have been much higher on where you are now. So they want to increase you. This would be an automatic increase, and this would start right when the program starts. All really, really good news. All right, what next? MSC, multiple stimulus checks. That's what I call them. Of course, Biden doesn't call them that. You and I call it MSC. And viewers have been asking me, well, is Cash Act an MSC? Is that sort of the start of the multiple stimulus checks? No. It's likely that Cash Act would just be a fix-it bill to fix the stimulus check that's in the mail coming to you or in electronic delivery coming to you. It's not going to be the first of multiple stimulus checks. It's just a fix-it for the prior check. And now that Biden would come along with multiple stimulus checks, a stimulus check for a series of reoccurring at times. How often would the check reoccur? And how much would the reoccurring check be? And what would be the eligibility? The last one seems to be the most logical. It will likely be the same as the current stimulus check. The amount now seems to be a little bit more logical. Bernie Sanders, Harris, and Markey wrote the $2,000 bill several months ago. And by all account, everyone loves $2,000. So multiple checks of $2,000 seems most likely. That's what Biden said. But how many of them? 6 of them? 7 of them? 3 of them? 2 of them? We shall see. I certainly predict that this pandemic is going to go to at least June. And so by that account, that's 6 months from now. Well, that's at least 3 stimulus checks. Yeah, I know it's 6 months, but it's at least 3 stimulus checks. So how many multiple stimulus checks? We shall see. Very exciting. Biden will not tell us ahead of time. He says it's up for negotiations. FPUC retro, absolutely. Now, this is really one of the biggest items. Up to now, I described to you the SSI and SSDI. That's in addition to that's in addition to everything else. So people on SSI, you're going to get stimulus check and the SSI increase. That's an addition. Then I just talked about the multiple stimulus checks for everyone. Now I'm talking about FPUC. This is for unemployed people, and you get this plus the multiple stimulus checks. So the FPUC retro causes a lot of confusion sometimes. FPUC 1.0 went from March to July. The current one's going from December forward to March. So when would FPUC retro go? Biden's representing $600 a week from July forward. So it's back retro forward. So basically states that are paying you currently at $300, they would send you another check saying here's an additional $300 for the current week and the current week thereafter. And Biden's bill would basically just come in and amend that prior second stimulus check bill. So at some point they'll stop sending you $300. They'll just send you $600 for new weeks. That's how it would work. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. If you go from July to December, that's 20 weeks. 20 weeks at $600 is $12,000. So yeah, it's a lot of weeks. Excuse me, it's 30 weeks. 30 weeks at $600 is $18,000. It's a lot of money. I can't remember. It's either 20 weeks or 30 weeks. It's 12, 18. It's a lot of money. Did I say it's a lot of money? Yes. Then EIDL grant is back. Viewers keep on asking, when is the original EIDL grant coming back? That is the EIDL that's coming back. Okay. So let me explain all the answers to all the questions I get about EIDL grant. If you tuned in to Purple last night, I broke the details. The world exclusive on this channel that you're only hearing on this channel is the following about EIDL grant. EIDL grant, when it comes back in Biden's stimulus, third stimulus, will pay the remainder of the $10,000 EIDL grant to you. That is what I'm reporting to you exclusively. My insiders tell me the following things will happen. 1, if you got $1,000 per employee under the EIDL grant but never got the full 10, you will get the remainder of the original EIDL grant. 2, if you applied for an EIDL grant sometime in 2020 and never got the grant because they ran out of money, you would get the $10,000 now. 3rd, if you applied for the EIDL loan when the EIDL grant was closed and got a loan, you will get the EIDL grant as well. And finally, new applicants can go get the EIDL grant. Additionally, if you got the $10,000, you would not get a $10,000 again. So you're not getting $20,000. But as I've always said on this channel, if you have multiple businesses with separate EINs, separate business bank accounts, yeah, you can get separate. So you can get separate EIDL grants for each business, so long as they are separated and appropriate. Then EIDL loan, of course, will return, but it will be more robust. People have always wanted to get bigger EIDL loans. The For people who have EIDL loans that want to increase the loan amount, that will happen as well. It's starting to happen now, but it'll formally happen then as well, my insider tells me. So let's say you're at a $15,000 loan, but you clearly qualify based upon the calculation for a bigger loan, they will increase your loan. But actually, the contract says they have to. So this is sort of like, yeah, you're supposed to be doing this, so why aren't you doing it? PPP will be back in a bigger, bolder form than that's being done this week under second stimulus. So that's also exciting and great news. Hazard pay. Oh my God. Hazard pay will finally come around. You know, I get so many, the hazard pay questions are very, very funny. To this day, I still get the same type of hazard pay questions. Where do I apply for hazard pay? I'm like, it's not law. Where do I apply for hazard pay? It's not law. When am I getting the $10,000 for hazard pay? It's not law. For some reason, the hazard pay people are really like 10 steps ahead of everything else. I love it. I just love it. They're ready to pounce like hawks. But hazard pay is not live yet. There is no application yet. But that's $10,000 if you worked from the pandemic from January to 60 days after the pandemic, number of hours times $13 an hour. Whether you were laid off, not laid off, you take your number of hours, you times it, you come to a number. If you are a person who works on the gig work, not the hourly, there's a whole way they're going to figure that out. And yeah, you know what I'm about to say. Where we will see if the employer applies for it or you apply for it. Let's hope it is not the employer. There's a lot of things. I've done so many hazard pay videos. I think I've probably done 600 hazard pay videos. The biggest thing that always worries me is when the employer applies for you, then you have these big, like hospitals that have 700 employees, 5,000 employees. They apply for 5,000 employees, and bam, this big chunk of money is just gone. And so you and the mom and pop come in applying. It's like, wait a second, all the money is gone. So yeah, hazard pay you could see this money just poof, just like that. What else? The CDC grant. Little is known about this grant. It was in the HEROES Act. It's underwritten by the Centers for Disease Control. It's for frontline workers. The amount and the eligibility, not really known, but it is for essential workers. The Lifeline grant. Every time I say it, I laugh. Lifeline, it should be called like, I don't know, it sounds like a Howie Mandel scene on Deal or No Deal. I'd like to call Lifeline to help with the question. The Lifeline grant, it's the insane $50,000 grant. Now, it's not $50,000 for everyone. If I recall, it's based upon your cost of goods sold. If your cost of goods sold on line 2 of your tax return is $50,000 or more, you get a $50,000 you get a $50,000 grant. Ironically, when I was talking about a Lifeline grant first on this channel, I was referring to the 2019 tax return because it was supposed to be a 2020 rule. Now that we're in 2021, I presume it's going to be based upon the 2020 return or the 2019 return, which is actually kind of delicious because some of you may have had a good 2020 financially and have more higher cost of goods sold in 2020 than you had in 2019. Yeah, so there you go. That's how that would kick in as well. Hazard pay, FPUC, EIDL, Lifeline, CDC, rent. Rent will be back. Rent will be back with big money. Utilities will be back. And then some of the most important things. Some of the most important things that haven't been taken care of. Eviction moratorium, mortgage forbearance, and student loan debt repayment. I'm reporting that on day one, when Biden is inaugurated, you're going to see a massive series of emergency executive orders. And that's what I'm reporting. Those day one executive orders will be rent, eviction moratorium, and student loan debt. Let me explain what they're going to look like. Is my prediction. The eviction moratorium will not be the CDC eviction moratorium. Everyone hates it. I mean, I just think it's ridiculous. Just do an eviction moratorium like normal people do it. Just like, can't be evicted, sign on the dotted line, the end. It's just, what is the printing out a form from CDC and give it? No, I just don't think that's going to happen. I think Biden's going to do normal eviction moratorium. Harris was the one who actually championed all this. She actually wrote an eviction moratorium bill, and it has some great things in it. So don't be surprised if her stuff appears in it. Then mortgage forbearance. Oh my God, you absolutely need this. There is no mortgage forbearance currently by federal operation under the second stimulus. Second stimulus has no mortgage forbearance. So this is very scary. Your states may have mortgage forbearance, your cities may have mortgage forbearance, but if they don't, be very careful because the bank can foreclose. foreclose between now and then. You don't want them to foreclose between now and then. So Biden will be coming in late January. Be very careful with the bank until then. Finally, student loan debt forgiveness? Yes. Just your federal student loan debts may be forgiven by Biden by executive order on day one. I've been reporting for a while. It's just all really exciting. It is. Can you imagine all this moolah? It's a lot of moolah. And ultimately, the things you got to remember with me are the most important are the following. These things are not open forever. The applications are not there yet. You can't apply yet. LALATE, send me the link of the application. There is no application yet. I want you to make a mental note that these are things that you qualify for because you just heard the recording, and that you know when they go live, you're ready to pounce and get the money. And I'm telling you, it's diminishing funds. They don't have unlimited sums of money. I mean, you can see these programs gone in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 5 days, 6 days. They're not around for 4 months. They're just like that. So if you have questions or comments in today's video, drop them in the comments below, and I might answer them tomorrow's recording. And join me next on Being a Mitch. I'll be live answering your questions across the board. And then I'm back with Evenings LA with Check and then Purple Power Live. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, stay in LA for more.